Ladies and gentlemen, I have always opined on this platform many times that in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, and that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happens for the sake of it. I want you guys to listen to this statement by William Ruto and tell me if it was not intended to achieve a specific objective.
Let me also say the following. Cecily Mbarire is the chair of UDA, not by default. It is deliberate and it is intentional. And one of the assignments she has is that we must, as a party, lead from the front, and we must make it in the rules, Madam Cecily Mbarire, that when Rigiji and myself tukifika hapo mbele na tumepangana, tumekubaliana vile itaenda, we must also agree that going forward, if a man is a candidate for president in our party, the woman must be the runner. And if a woman is the candidate, then a man can be a running mate. Okay? And we must also cascade it down to the governors.
The truth of the matter is that William Ruto is laying an elaborate strategy of replacing Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate in 2027. I'm not saying that is replacing him. He's laying an elaborate strategy of replacing him. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto is weighing his options, and therefore he's casting his net wide. And Rigathi Gachagua is not a pushover. Listening to Rigathi Gachagua responding to that statement by William Ruto yesterday.
Ni Rais William Samoei Ruto. Na hii maneno ya two-third gender rule, mwenye ambaye atatimiza na atahakikisha imefanyika ni huyu kiongozi wetu. Aliketi chini kwa meza yake, akachukua kalamu na karatasi, akaandika maoni yake vile anafikiria inaweza fanyika, akatuma kwa bunge. Na ndio unaona serikali yake mawaziri ni 10. Na hao mawaziri wote ambaye ni wamama wanafanya kazi kwa njia nzuri sana. Na kwa hivyo wakina mama watapewa nafasi kwa uongozi. Na vile rais ulisema jana ni kweli, tumeongea na tutaendelea kuongea vile hawa wakina mama huko mbele watashirikishwa katika serikali kuu wakiwa na nyadhifa ambaye iko na uzito. Kwa sababu hawa wakina mama wamejionyesha ya kwamba wako na umaarufu na wanaweza kupewa nafasi ya kuongoza. Sio tumekubaliana? Lakini wengine unajua hapo wanaelewa. Rais alisema ataniongelesha, tuwapange pale mbele tukimaliza mambo yetu. Sasa wengine walikuwa nafikiria ni saa hii. So lazima sasa mngoje kwanza nimsaidie rais kwa kipindi chake. Ikifika kutamatisha hapo, rais mwenyewe atatuongoza, atatuonesha vile tutapanga hawa mama na vile mambo yao itakuwa sawa sawa.
Let us go back to 2013 when William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta were a pair. During that period, nobody discussed the possibility of Uhuru Kenyatta replacing William Ruto as his running mate. Because Uhuru Kenyatta knew so well that for him to secure his re-election in 2017, he needed William Ruto. And to affirm that, he went further and even declared yangu 10 yako 10. But what about William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua? And that's why I strongly believe that William Ruto is laying an elaborate strategy of replacing Rigathi Gachagua, because he has allowed the discussion about 2027 running mate to take root in the Republic of Kenya. Let me just give you a few examples. Initially, there was the talk of Musalia Mudavadi being William Ruto's running mate in 2027. Why do you think William Ruto allowed that to happen? Of course, he was sending signals by appointing Malala to take charge of UDA Party. Many people speculated that he was drifting the party from Mount Kenya grip to the Luhya nation. And of course, we all know that William Ruto then assigned Musalia Mudavadi several roles, and he then confined Rigathi Gachagua to dealing with alcoholism in Mount Kenya. So we allowed that to happen. Then, just recently, William Ruto also allowed the discussion of running mate to take place, not any other place, but in Mount Kenya, where even members of parliament publicly endorsed Ndindi Nyoro as William Ruto's preferred running mate in 2027. I can assure you that there is no way the name of Ndindi Nyoro would be featuring if William Ruto didn't want that to happen. And now, lately, which was this week, William Ruto talked of the possibility of a woman running mate. He was strategic enough not to mention the timeline. And that's why Rigathi Gachagua, in his response, talked of after their term. The truth is, William Ruto can only determine his running mate in 2027. And that's why most people believe that William Ruto was actually talking of 2027. And the biggest question is, who do you think William Ruto can pick as his running mate from the women folks in the Republic of Kenya? In this video, I want to explain to you guys why William Ruto might replace Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. Let me pick it up from where I left. From the women folks in the Republic of Kenya, who do you think William Ruto can actually pick as his running mate in 2027? I have only two options. For me, the first option could be Anne Waiguru. I'm talking of Anne Waiguru because Waiguru is serving her second term in office, which means in 2027 should be free. Again, she comes from Mount Kenya, which means even if Rigathi Gachagua were to be kicked out, then probably Mount Kenya will still feel safe. And of course, we also know that William Ruto would not want to go with the election with Rigathi Gachagua in the second term because of what he did to Uhuru Kenyatta. Rigathi Gachagua can actually make life very difficult for him to rule. So we would want someone who is less ambitious. And that's why a woman is more appealing. The second person, in my view, could be Gladys Wanga. And the reasons are well known. Gladys Wanga is one of the most progressive governors we have in the Republic of Kenya today. She comes from the Luo nation. And in case Raila Odinga will not be on the ballot, William Ruto would want to have the support of the Luo nation. Because of course we all know that Mount Kenya is drifting away. So he would really need the support of the Luo nation. If William Ruto were to nominate Gladys Wanga, and because of her aggressiveness, I can assure you that would be a magic ticket. But I don't know what he's going to do. But why would William Ruto replace Rigathi Gachagua? Number one, for me, the dynamics of politics have actually changed a lot since the last election. During the last election, William Ruto was preoccupied with only two things, especially in as far as Mount Kenya politics is concerned. William Ruto was concerned with dealing with Uhuru Kenyatta, which means all his choices, all his strategies were how to deal with Uhuru Kenyatta, especially in Mount Kenya. And the person who had the ability of dealing with Uhuru Kenyatta, having worked with him, was none other than Rigathi Gachagua. So William Ruto did not nominate Rigathi Gachagua to be his running mate because he loved Rigathi Gachagua. No, because he wanted someone who could fight Uhuru Kenyatta. Today, that dynamic has changed. Uhuru Kenyatta is no longer the main factor. In fact, if you were to use Uhuru Kenyatta in Mount Kenya, to advance your politics, you are going to find the wrath of the residents there. Number two, Mount Kenya rebellion. If you look at the politics of the mountain, there's a rebellion against Kenya Kwanza. So William Ruto is not even sure of getting the support from Mount Kenya. And you know, Rigathi Gachagua has been made to appear as if he's the face of Mount Kenya. So they would want someone who would be sold as a national leader, not really like a Mount Kenya leader. And that Mount Kenya rebellion is even making the ground not really conducive for Ruto to bank on it. And that's why Ruto is casting his net wide. If not a woman, then Musalia Mudavadi. And of course, you all know that William Ruto has an ambition. And that ambition is probably to extend his term in office or amend the constitution. That's going to happen. So let us just do it. Number two, because the other one was in the dynamics have changed, of which I've talked of Uhuru, no longer a factor, and Mount Kenya. Number two is the fear of Rigathi Gachagua. The truth is, William Ruto was Uhuru Kenyatta's deputy president. And immediately they won in 2017. Actually, before that, William Ruto had embarked on his strategy of becoming the president. He made life very difficult for Uhuru Kenyatta. So William Ruto himself would not want to find himself in such a situation, because Rigathi Gachagua has already expressed his interest that I want to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya in 2027. Have you ever asked yourself why William Ruto never committed to support Rigathi Gachagua in 2027? Because he knows by committing to that, he was going to commit the same blunder which Uhuru Kenyatta committed. So that fear might make Ruto appoint, say, Mudavadi. If you were to appoint Mudavadi, the truth is Mudavadi will be so loyal to inherit his support base. For Rigathi Gachagua, he feels entitled to that support base. So that fear, this guy to win second term, he will really give me a hell of a problem. And lastly, Rigathi Gachagua was not even William Ruto's choice in 2022. He was not the choice of Mount Kenya. The truth is, fate just conspired to have Rigathi Gachagua as the deputy president. The cabinet secretary for internal security, Professor Kithure Kindiki, was the choice. So I don't know what you think, but I'm convinced that Ruto is laying an elaborate strategy of replacing Rigathi Gachagua. And there is also some information about Rigathi Gachagua, which I'm gathering. I'm gathering it. You'll soon start hearing it from the media. I'm gathering it. It's really shopping for a running mate in 2027. So until that time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.